Hello friends, this is our fourth and the last lecture on Walter Benjamin's The Work of Art, the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. So, all this while what we were doing, we were focusing on the aura of the originality of the work of art, which is lost in an age of mechanical reproduction. So now, coming to the last part, we can see the relationship between the masses and the artwork or work of art. That's first point today. The relationship between the masses and the work of art. So we can see a painting by Picasso. Suppose you show a painting by Picasso, or so let's say an exhibition of Picasso's paintings. Very few people will turn up, because for one thing, painting is not meant for collective viewing. Although you will find sometimes exhibitions in galleries and exhibitions in galleries or salons, you will find that. But normally, the painting is not meant for a collective reception, for a collective viewing, for collective appraisal. That's individual service. But a film by Charlie Chaplin, what will happen? There is a progressive attitude. The other one, there is a backward attitude. People are not very much enthusiastic about it. But for a film, say like Charlie Chaplin's film, then you will find thousands of people thronging the theatres to view that. The reason again, as I already stated, is film is meant for collective viewing, collective entertainment, collective formation of opinion and appraisal. That is the reason, collective. And it is just got a feeling of pleasure and experience. Therefore, it is distraction. It's a kind of distraction, but even then, people want that distraction, because from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock they will be working in the mechanically doing all these things in the office, and then when they come out they want some distraction, and that the films will give. Chaplin films or any film for that matter. So there will be a progressive attraction, or you can say there is crowding in theatres and places where films are exhibited. So this is the relationship between the masses to work of art. But on the other hand, aura. When you consider aura, the point of aura, you will find Picasso's painting has aura. But a film, a mechanically reproduced film, may not have. See, but even then, people go after that. And camera does a lot of work for that. Camera is actually, the area is optical unconscious, consciousness you can say, not unconscious, consciousness. Camera does a lot of close-up, zooming, then slow motion, isn't it? Fast movement. See that? So then you will find a disruption, disjunction. Lot of things camera can do. See, then there's editing. So it creates, so to say, an artificial world without any aura. But even then we can say it's an assembled thing. It's an assembled thing. But still people go up to that. So that is the modern attitude. The masses, the attitude of the masses, they are not concerned much about aura. They are concerned about their experience, their distraction, understand? That is the thing. And then a second point to note is social function. You find that the social function of films. Social function of films. Already I have told you, it's for collective viewing, collective dreams, for example. When you watch movies, you form collective dreams, or see collective dreams. For example, the globe encircling Mickey Mouse. You can see, all of you take that. Understand? And then it is kind of, what you can say, this one thing is collective viewing and collective dreams. Collective dreams. And the example is that of Mickey Mouse, so encircling the globe. And then, when you see horror, masochism, sadism in films, what happens, there is a kind of resistance, it will build up your resistance. So it prevents psychosis in many people. That is the second one. Prevents psychosis. Psychosis in people. Because when they see this, they have got the tendency. Suppose people have the tendency, then it's a kind of cure. When you see this, you feel an allergy to this. So you, for example, see collective shock. Another thing. Collective shock. See, you are sitting in shock absorption, not collective shock, shock absorption. Absorbing, shock absorbing. So, for example, you see the Dracula film. Suppose you are sitting in a room and you are seeing the Dracula film all alone, you feel the terror and horror. Sometimes you will see that Dracula is coming and going to drink your blood. But suppose in collective viewing, then the shock is spread. And therefore what happens is that shock is absorbed. So a lot of functions, social functions, films have. As I told you already, collective dreams that prevent psychosis. Then you have got the Dracula film situation, and it has got a therapeutic value. The therapeutic value. When you consider these points now, it's got a therapy. Collective laughter, yes. Collective laughter. Collective laughter. So these are the social functions of films. It has therapeutic value, prevents psychosis, collective dreams. See, people are not much bothered about aura these days, but they are bothered about such kind of things. Right? Now, a third point in the last section is emergence of Dadaism. Dadaism. What is Dadaism? See, in every decade, you will find decadence of art, tragedy, decadence of tragedy, comedy, then you have got lyric, or all kinds of poetry, elegy and so on. But then what happens is new forms will emerge. One such new form is when you have got what is called, in the mechanical age, art has lost its aura. So a new form emerges with no aura, or with an intention of a ruthless murder, a ruthless destruction of aura, and that is Dadaism. Dadaism is their poems are called word salad. Word salad. We can say it's a kind of a reaction against the laws of aura. Reaction. Word salad. They use all kinds of linguistic refuse. They use obscene words, obscene language, and they create a kind of outrage among the people. Their poems are outrageous poems, outrageous. Like Hamlet says about outrageous fortune. So these are outrageous poems with no social function. That is an extreme reaction to this loss of aura in other forms of art. Understand? They are self-destruction, that is self-refuse. Yes. And what do they do? They mount buttons on their paintings and poems, and also train tickets. Whatever way they can murder aura and create a very bad impression, that's what they are doing. Just pasting buttons on the poems, script of the poems, and mounting train tickets and so it's a ruthless murder of, we can say, aura. It's a kind of reaction. See that? So you coming to the end of this, you will find the relationship between masses. They have no interest in aura. Art with aura is not at all their interest. They want films. Picasso painting and Chaplin film, you compare that. Then you can see why do they like it? Because collective shock, collective laughter, collective dream and all. So social functions of the the film. Then you find, as a result of decadence of aura in the works of art, a new form of art, you can call it art if you want to, emerge, and that is Dadaism. Dadaism, all kind of dirty words they use, obscene language, linguistic refuse, and somehow they vilify the whole thing. Understand? Yeah. Then, for example, because for an art lover, see when you look at a painting, and for an art lover, an object of art is something for concentration and meditation. He enters into it, and he has got an ennobling experience. He enjoys that aura. But what about a person who is in charge of this, who is in search of distraction and entertainment? The art absorbs him, and there is an alienation. The self is alienated from him. Just as when the aura is taken away from a work of art, it becomes an object of distraction. An object that won't do any creative thinking or work, requires no creative thinking, so to say. No appreciation there. It's only a distraction and entertainment and an experience which you just forget within 2 or 3 moments time or immediately after seeing them. But for an art lover, it is not like that. For him it is an object. With an aura, it is an object of meditation. But in this case, a distraction, of course, takes your personality out of you. So therefore what happens, there is a self-alienation. As you have seen, as you have seen the cult value of art, the time when there was aura and appreciation of aura, art had a cult value, and then ritual value. Then what happens? From ritual value, exhibition value. And from exhibition values is slowly deteriorating. It has got the political value, politicizing the work of art. Once the work of art is politicized, what will happen? What will be the next step? The next step, along with that, your self-alienation. And this self, when you are an individual who is suffering from self-alienation, for him it is a pleasure to murder humans. Destruction of humans, destruction of mankind. So, Walter Benjamin argues that if the work of art loses aura, if human beings are not interested in enjoying the aura of the art and also keeping up the aura of the art, at the end it will be politicized and alienation of individuals, self-alienation. The result will be great interest in destruction of mankind. And that is destruction of mankind is easily mass destruction of mankind is caused by war. And war has no aura. See, the argument goes like this. How important is aura in the work of art? And when there is war, what happens is that questions or the existence of the human race is at risk. We have seen already First and Second World Wars, and somehow we have to prevent the Third World War. That's why we have got UNO and other organs. Understand that? I hope you got the point. So, Walter Benjamin argues that the work of art in the age of mechanical reproduction will take you to war, lead you to war, and war is this. When there is a war, or when there is even a collective thinking about war, that is caused by self-alienation. And self-alienation is caused by the loss of aura in the work of art. And when you think about war or a war itself, then what happens is to question the existence of the human race is at risk. So, what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that we must definitely keep up the aura of the work of art, because that ennobles you, that makes you, or that helps you to absorb the work of art. See that? And then you can concentrate on it, you can meditate on it. As a result of that, there will be peace and happiness enjoyed by humans, human race. As otherwise, what is artificial loss of aura, exhibition value, politics, invest in the politics, aestheticization of politics. Politics becomes an art. When politics becomes an art, what is Machiavelli, the prince. If you read that book, you will see. When politics becomes an art, what will happen? See that? There's nothing but the quarrels. Quarrels, and these petty quarrels will start, and scheming, plotting. Finally, because these are considered to be works of art, aestheticizing. As a result of that, the existence of mankind will be at risk. So how important is to preserve the aura of the work of art, because it is so noble. It ennobles the mind of human beings. I hope you have followed the argument, not my argument, but the argument put forward by Walter Benjamin in his thought-provoking essay, Work of Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, you must share your enjoyment with your other student friends, fellow students, as Hamlet would say, called Horatio, fellow students. My fellow students, yes. So with our fellow students, I am also a student like you. So with our fellow students, and let them come up with their comments, critical, or if it is critical, I am most welcome. If it is a comment or appreciation, that is also most welcome. Praise or blame, equally welcome. Okay? And then let us keep in touch. Students as students, let us both keep in touch. So, bye for the time being. See you again in another topic. Bye.